Okay, class in session, guys. So this is going to be a different one. I thought I'd just kind of throw this one in the mix. So the question here is, have relationships lost their soul, or have we not found our own soul? Right? Now, it's a very interesting question because only you are going to know your experiences, guys. Like men, you're going to know your experiences with the women. Women, you're going to know your experiences with the men that's been in your life, right? Now I'm 33, and trust me, I've been through a lot in the space of X amount of years, right? When it comes to like just dealing with women in general. And you've probably been through similar experiences and stuff like that. Now, with dating apps that have come out, it has totally just. And there are going to be mixed views with this one, guys. But I personally think like with dating apps and stuff like that, it's everything. Everyone's just on some crazy flex right about now. Okay. Now, the way I like to get into things deep and I like to backtrack, and the only thing you're ever going to be able to do is use your own experience to analyze the patterns of the type of people that you attract into your life. See, you will get some women that will say, oh, I want a loyal guy, trustworthy, he's got to look good, and, I want him to love me. And guys, you most probably might say the same thing. So answer this question. How comes when you get into an interaction or relationship with that person, it doesn't necessarily go according to the idea that you had? The key word I've said here is idea, because we all have an idea of an ideal kind of relationship, right? And when we get with someone and that person doesn't match the idea that we have in our head, automatically what we do is we judge the other person and think the problem is coming from them, when really we need to question what our ideal is and why we actually believe that idea. Now, if I go into law of attraction and law of vibration, right? Now, there's a reason you're attracting certain types of men or certain types of women in your life. You see what I'm saying? And everything outside of us, guys, it is literally just a mirror reflection of what we think we deserve, okay? Now, I understand that that may go over some people's heads, but I'm not going to make this a very long video. But when it comes to certain videos, I'm going to start to break some shit down. So what we get in life is a reflection of what we think and feel we deserve. And I'm also talking about relationships as well. Like, you will have people that are in abusive relationships. You will have people that are in loving relationships. You may know someone right now and you're thinking, oh man, my friend, like, she's always like loved up. Like, she's really got her shit together when it comes to men. And some guys will be like, rah, like, my brethren, he's married, he's got children, they've been married for years. And, they kind of keep that spice, they keep that kind of connection. Like, what the hell's going on with me, right? And you may ask yourself that question. You mean, like a big question a lot of women ask is, why can't they find a decent guy? Or why can't they find their soulmate or whatever? And guys will be like, I'm looking for the one, or I'm looking for that one chick that can do it all, etc., etc. But when we get into these interactions with female, there comes this point, and when women get into that interaction with guys, there comes this point where there's this block, there's a ceiling or a wall of how far that relationship's gonna go, right? There's a ceiling to how far that's gonna go. One person is either gonna leave or the other person is gonna leave based on whatever reason that may be, right? Because let's think about it this way. Relationships these days have become more like a business. You do this for me, I will do this for you. it's kind of like paying money for love, but we're not literally talking about money here. It's kind of like, I love you only if you do this for me, you do that for me, you do that for me. But when that person doesn't do those things for you, or they start to withhold those things from you, all of a sudden you don't love the person. So is it love really? But the question I want to ask is, what's your idea of what love is? Because love means something completely different to everyone. Like if you was to ask me what love means, right? I can give you my idea of what love is, and you will have an idea of what your idea of love is. See, there's I read a book called The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and he talks about the 5 different types of love languages. Like, for example, let's say you have ways of how you feel that you're actually receiving love. So you'll have words of affirmation, there's acts of service, there's physical touch. I don't remember what the other 2 is, but Google the 5 love languages and you'll see it, right? So let's say, for example, like a guy will basically say, oh, do you know what? I will buy her all this stuff and it's going to make her love me. But the thing is, when he does it, he's not getting the response he wants because he has not understood what love means to her. What love means to her, it might not be, oh, if you buy me a whole load of things. That woman there might just want physical touch. She might just want cuddles, hold her hand in public. That shows her he loves me. But the guy, he has a different idea in his head. Oh, if I buy her things, then she'll love me, right? And his way of love will, I don't know, it could be words of affirmation. He wants the woman to like give him praise and say, oh, like, you know, thank you, I really appreciate you, and really kind of just uplift him. But if he doesn't receive that from her, and she doesn't know that's how he recognizes love, now you have what we call conflict and manipulation, because 2 people are not understanding each other. And guys, trust me, man, I learned this the hard way, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've lost some good women. Don't get it twisted. I've lost some good women, but women have also lost a good man. Now, this all is gonna come down to experience and what your ideas of love is. Now, ever since dating apps and all that came back, like, it has just become saturated. Like, many people have told me, oh yeah, you know what, I'd got on this dating app and, you know, I met this guy and, he doesn't really talk to me much on the app. Or she doesn't really talk to me much on the app. Do you want to know why? Because there's too many options. There's too many people to talk to, right? There may be someone better looking than you. Ooh, I know that sounds harsh, but it's fact, right? There's too many options. And because it's at the click of a button, it's like literally starters, main course, and dessert given to you all at once, like right there in front of your face. It's almost as if the days of man meeting woman physically, having a conversation, courtship, really getting to know and understand the person, it almost feels like it's becoming a dying breed. And slowly it's becoming more superficial, until eventually, years from now, it becomes artificial. Let's not get into AI and robots now. Come on, I'm sure you guys have started to see the signs for all you woke people out there, but we'll leave that for another video. So, really and truly, guys, like, really getting that connection, what I've learned, it's about the connection that you have with yourself and how much you love yourself. How you respect yourself is how someone else is going to respect you. Like I said in another video, people are only going to give to you what you accept from them. Like, if you are getting treated like shit, Don't get it twisted and don't play a victim, because you accept that shit. That's why you get treated like shit. And you decide to stay with the motherfucker, right? You decide to stay with the motherfucker. And guys, I'm talking about the girls, and girls, I'm talking about the guys. There's no favoritism over here, so don't come and troll and say, oh, he's sticking up for the men. I ain't sticking up for the men, and I ain't sticking up for the women either. What I genuinely want is for people to just kind of love themselves so they can genuinely love another person. Guys, we're getting older, man. Like, we're getting older, and it's like, well, how long do we really want to play these games for? Come on now. This is a conversation. How long do we want to play these games for? You know? Like, I know some 46, 48-year-old women that have mentalities of teenagers. But I know 22-year-old women who bring the wisdom of a 50 plus. So is this about age really? Or is this really about maturity? Because let's face it, each and every one of us have gone through different experiences which shape who we are right now. And it shapes the decisions we make. And it shapes who we choose to be with. And it shapes how we behave with that person. Oh, guys, man, I learned this the hard way. So have relationships lost their soul, or have we lost our own? I'm going to leave that for you to decide. Judging by this video, you'll know what I think. But the question is, what do you think? And we really need to start getting back to who we are if we truly want to get that happiness that we truly desire. So, comment, like, subscribe, tap that bell button for notifications. Holla back.